So, Angel Reese yesterday did something that I actually I like it. I like it. Genuinely. Angel Reese is going out of her way to clap back on people on Twitter. She's clapping back. And I'll always say this, like, as long as you can back it up, like, I don't mind it when Kevin Durant does it, because we all know KD can back it up. When KD goes at someone on Twitter, we know that KD can back it up. So I really don't mind seeing it when, for example, an Angel Reese is going to go at people on Twitter, because, again, some people, even if it is true, they feel like they can say whatever the hell they can to celebrities, to players. And before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to hit 39.1k by the end of the day, and this is a video that's not negative about Angel Reese, so we're gonna have at least 3 people unsubscribe. So if you guys could subscribe in this one, that would be great. But yeah, this is a situation. So she was talking, or she was basically responding to something on Twitter, and somebody said, oh, is it? Yeah. Somebody said, and it's like, some people were completely misinterpreting it. So something was said, like, at the start, and it was, is Angel Reese a first round pick? A poll, and people were saying no. And this was this time last year. And in fairness, this is when I think she was, like, not playing basketball and some other stuff, like, and to be fair, says appreciate you. And I mean, like, look, in a redraft, Angel Reese goes, where does Angel Reese go in a redraft? We're being honest. Angel Reese goes Caitlin Clark, Rakia, Cardoso, Brink, or Brink 2, Rakia 4. Like, I think Sky still take Cardoso no matter what. She probably goes 5 in a redraft. She probably goes a 5, which is, again, like, the 5 of them are all probably going to be all-stars. It's a ridiculously stacked draft. She probably goes 5 in a redraft. So she, without question, will be a first-round pick. Says you can't make a layup on your first try. And she responded with, do you realize I got drafted 7th in my class while missing layups as a rookie, shooting 39% on the year, and was still an all-star, and that was the worst you'll ever see me, or you just laid up with your dog hating at home? Like, this is literally what something Kevin Durant would tweet at somebody. And you know what? If you're Angel Reese, you have to back it up. You have basically said, you know what? I was 7th in my class and I couldn't shoot, but I still was an all-star. And people were like thinking she's flexing 39%. Like, no, I think she's basically she's saying, yeah, I couldn't score layups and I was still an all-star type thing. And it's funny though, this tweet is if Angel Reese does not come back, at least being able to make layups, this tweet's going to go really, really bad. Like, this is one of those tweets that it's like, if she comes in and she still can't make a shot from outside 5 feet, if she still can't make a layup, and it could be a disaster. It could be an absolute disaster if she doesn't. So that's what I mean. It's like, I don't mind her clapping back. We praise Kevin Durant for doing it. Well, to be fair, we don't praise Kevin Durant. Some people praise Kevin Durant for doing it, and others will call him soft. And as long as you have the same energy towards Kevin Durant as you have towards Angel Reese, I don't care when Kevin Durant does it necessarily, because he has gone and backed it up. He seems to just have fun doing it. And I don't mind this as well. But now she has written a check and she has to cash it. This is going to be a bad look for her if she does not come back better next year. And whatever about Unrivaled, do not judge anything by Unrivaled for any player. I mean that, good or bad. Don't judge anything by Unrivaled. It's still going to be a big thing. So, shooting 39% is not a brag. Pretty bad for your position. Jeez, nearly got ratioed. So, and I don't think she's trying to flex 39. If she's trying to flex 39% shooting, I think she's played basketball long enough to know that 39% from all twos, like, she was statistically the worst volume shooter in the entire WNBA. You got drafted high for a reason, but you still break a ton of layups. I don't know if she got necessarily, she's trying to argue she got drafted high. Willingly admitting you shot 39%, almost paint is rough. You should delete this. You know what? At this stage, she's tweeted it. She's clapped back. It's out there. She's got to now cash the check. She's written a check. This tweet is there forever. If she ends up struggling as badly from field, and by the way, she is not going to get force-fed. They are not going to sacrifice Camila Cardoso again next year. They're just not going to do it. Tyler Marsh is not going to sacrifice Cardoso, especially with what Cardoso's doing in China. Like, she's running the floor. She's balling. She's looking like she's expanded her game. She's playing more confidence. They are not going to force-feed Angel Reese at the expense of Cardoso. So, if you're Angel, you're going to get less shots, but you can still average 13 and 13 if you can just make your layups. Like, if she can get better at making layups, get it up to 50% shooting, and she can score from outside of 5 feet, she can average 15. She can still average her 12, 13 boards a game, and she can bump that to 15 points on less shots. The problem is, honestly, that she's not going to just be force-fed the ball on 39% shooting again. That's just not going to happen. So she's got to step up. And you know what? We haven't seen it yet. So anyone that's going to be like, oh, she's talking, she hasn't had a great year. We don't get to see her play for another, 5 months? We don't get to see her play. And Unrivaled doesn't count. She could be the best player on Unrivaled. She could be the worst player on Unrivaled. It genuinely does not count. Because the floor is different, the spacing's different, the help is going to be different, the scouting for games is going to be different, the looks they can throw at you are going to be different. They can only single box out, so I think she's going to just literally get every single board in this league. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree? Because again, I'm fully willing to admit in these scenarios that I could be quite wrong in a lot of them. But in general, I think that this is something that I like to see. Like, look, I don't mind these players clapping back. They just got to prove it. Especially when it's clapping back on someone taking a shot at them in a comment section. Go for it. You just got to prove it. I think that should be the way when it comes to things on social media, is you can do what you want, but one, you've got to prove it if you talk, and two, if you talk, you can't cry victim afterwards. If you clap back, and then, I don't know, that tweet gets used against her, it's fair game. It's fair game. And that comes with anything you say on social media. And this is coming from somebody who, is not a good take person. So, if you want to clown my takes, then completely fair. I've put it out there. I've put something out there, whether it be a tweet, whatever thing, it's the same with everybody. If you put something out there, you are subject to praise, and you're also subject to criticism from it. And unfortunately, it's something you're not going to ever be able to avoid. So if you do it, you gotta always live with the consequences, either positive or negative.